Hi, I'm Kat, marketer turned brand storyteller.
And I'm Candice, educator turned entrepreneur.
And you're listening to
Not Nice, Clever.
As CEOs and leaders, it's your job to always have the answers, but sometimes you need a little help. Leverage, if you will. We get it. This is the place for you.
So wherever you're listening, 5:30 a.m. club at the gym, on your way to your next meeting, or putting out today's fire, let's get into it.
In today's mini episode, we are calling out in true Clever Crew fashion, a trend that we see that comes up a lot in our client sessions, even on workshops or when we're out there networking. And it is the conception that your logo is your brand. And we're here to tell you, no, permission revoked to believe that, because it is not true. It is so much more than that, but we understand it can be a little bit nebulous, a little bit difficult to wrap your head around if you're not an expert in branding yet, like Candice and I. So today's mini episode is dedicated to that. And Candice has some fires she's bringing. She's got some great analogies. We're diving in here.
Yes. As someone who owns a design studio, I think people will find this surprising that I'm saying your logo isn't your brand, because obviously I believe in having a visual brand identity. When I say visual brand identity, your logo is included in that. So your logo, your brand marks, your colors, the vibe of your photography, your fonts, all of those things are considered when I'm thinking about your visual branding. But when we talk about the word brand, the visual part is only a single part of it. And so how I like to visualize it and how I like to explain it to my clients now is that you can think about your entire brand like a cake. And you can imagine this cake and the actual part of the cake that is baked, the inside of the cake, that's your mission, your vision, your values. That is your unique way of approaching the problem that you solve. That is your experience and your expertise and the ideal client that you serve. All of that is inside of the cake. And what your brand is the frosting. It's the outside. And we all know that if you cut into a beautifully frosted cake, but the inside is shit, it doesn't matter what the frosting looked like because it's shitty on the inside, right? And so when you're thinking about your brand identity, you want to be considering that you've baked your cake well. That means you know who you are and you know who you serve and you know how you serve them. And the frosting is just complementing all of that.
I love that you are using the cake analogy, A, because it's easy to understand, B, because I totally have a sweet tooth and might need to order some sweets later on today, but also because I want to take this analogy one step further. Imagine if you were to go to a bakery. I have a couple girlfriends getting married in the next few months, so I'm going to take this analogy there. And they're doing wedding cake tasting, and they're like, I want the beautiful Pinterest-esque wedding cake and the beautiful frosting and the adornments, the accessories. But then when you cut into it and you taste it and it's dry and crumbly and there's no butter. Sorry to anybody who's vegan listening to this.
We need the butter.
We need the butter, right? You feel bait and switched. And that is not a good feeling to have. And that is why understanding that your logo is just one small element of your brand in its entirety is so crucial to understand, to delivering an authentic experience, an on-brand experience, one that creates not just clients and customers, but die-hard raving fans that want to eat your cake all day long. This could get sexual very quickly, so I'm going to pass it back to you. Let's continue talking.
Well, I'm also thinking about that idea of being bait and switched, right? No one wants that. And sometimes my clients come to me and they think that they're going to get a logo and that's going to bring them clients. And that's not what a logo is going to do. But if you already have a personal brand that people know, like, and trust, and you layer in a visual brand identity that feels recognizable, you're building your brand awareness. You're consistently being in front of people, and that will help keep you top of mind. But it's not the thing that's going to bring you clients. That's not how this works.
It is just you in icon form, in color form.
Yes.
It is the emotions you want to evoke with the people you interact with. And I can't tell you how incredible it is. So Candice, you designed my new visual identity earlier this year and you crushed it. I mean, obviously you're just like, you x-ray people, you get them, you get to the heart of it. You encourage them to be on the edge of their comfort zone when it comes to developing visuals. But guys, like when she delivered my finished visual identity suite, there were probably over 80 different files. Like you have no idea how much goes into it.
Hundreds.
Oh, it's hundreds. Okay, just kidding. I haven't even looked. I just gave it to my team. I was like, here. I gave it to like my web design agency. I was like, here are all the things. Let me know if you need anything else. And they were like, wow, this is amazing. It makes it so easy because you gave me multiple logo variations in horizontal orientation, in vertical stacked orientation, in all of my different brand colors. You developed my brand palette, my typography. You even put together launch imagery so that I could visualize what my brand looked like off the page, as you like to say. And it just, it again, basically takes me and puts me in visual and icon and color form so that I can create that feeling of being everywhere and create that consistent experience, right?
Yeah, it solves the problem of you having to spend time hemming and hawing over what the lead magnet should look like, or what the brochure should look like, or what the website should look like. You get to get your time back because you have assets that feel like you, that speak to your ideal client, and you never have to wonder what anything should look like again, because that is taken care of, and your team can take all of the assets that you have and make anything look beautiful and look on brand for you. And that's the problem that I'm helping team leaders and CEOs solve with having a robust visual brand suite. It's not the thing that's getting you more clients. It's the thing that's allowing you to create even more on-brand assets so that your clients can see how amazing you are and immediately recognize it's you.
And so the other way that I love to look at this, because I know one of the things as why people may look at their logo as being their brand could be from a financial investment perspective, right? It is a lot cheaper upfront to hire a contractor on Upwork or Fiverr to develop a logo lockup, a single logo lockup, and then nothing else.
Yeah.
But then how many times do you have to go back to that designer? Oh, hey, the printer says I need it in this orientation. Oh, hey, they need different color variations. Oh, hey, black's not going to work because I need to put it on a black background. Like just, it is not efficient to do it piecemeal, and it's also not consistent. And the amount of times that I have used those visual assets that you created for me, what you created for me earlier this year around March, it's now, we're filming this in September. I've used it in hundreds of places. Like I've gotten my value already, and I'm going to continue to get value for at least the next couple of years, unless I decide to go through another transformation, but you know, to be determined.
And my goal when I'm creating a visual brand identity is that it can last you 5 years. That's my goal, because obviously we're going to continuously grow and evolve, and our businesses are going to look different. But I'm not creating, when I'm creating for my client, I'm not creating for them, meeting them where they are that day. I'm creating thinking about the bigger vision of where they're going anyhow. So I think that if we make you a visual brand identity that you can be proud of, that feels like you for the next 5 years, and then you reiterate, like that feels like a great investment. And if you think about any brand, if you think about Nike, if you think about McDonald's, if you think about any common brand that you see out there, you know that they have evolved over time, and there's going to be similarities in their branding that they carry through, but there is also an evolution.
Yeah, exactly. Like my signature red, right? You softened it, brightened it, and then gave me like this deep, rich, like Merlot. I was like, this is Kat in her 30s. Like I can grow into this in the next few years. Exactly. Yeah. So we hope that today's episode has dispelled the myth that your logo is your brand, because honey, it is not. If you are still unclear, you know where to find us on Instagram at NotNiceClever. Shoot us a question. We'll shoot you an answer. We might even record it, and we will catch you next week.
Thanks for joining us on Not Nice Clever.
Remember to follow Not Nice Clever wherever you listen to audio.
And if you haven't already, drop that 5-star review.
Share your takeaways. Tell us your story. We love to hear it.
Signing off, your not so nice, but oh so clever besties that mean business.
See you soon.